She actually hates Blake Lively over an affair.
Is that Blake Lively developed some feelings for Justin Baldoni. She has, been in love with Penn Badgley from, Gossip Girl, then she got with Ryan Reynolds.
Blake Lively, in my opinion, is no victim. It has been shown over and over that she is a terrible person. She is a bully. She deserves no sympathy.
Jennifer Garner utterly destroys Blake Lively after revealing her crazy infidelity scandal. And believe me, it's a catastrophe. Whether it's Justin Baldwini, Ben Affleck, Leonardo DiCaprio, or Badgley, while married to Ryan Reynolds, Blake has been connected to every man in the world.
Is Ryan Reynolds is now abusing his...
However, given Jennifer's revelation, the world is demonstrating that things are unquestionably becoming hotter. I'm not saying this about Ryan, but can you really blame a woman for being attracted to real males when she's caught in a beard marriage with a gay man?
She actually hates Blake Lively over an affair.
Because of her grounded demeanor and innocent appearance, Jennifer Garner is one of Hollywood's most adored actors. Over the years, she has captivated fans with her parts in films like Alias and 13 Going on 30.
Then there was the issue of Ben Affleck coming into the picture. Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck met in 2000 when making the movie Pearl Harbor together.
Over the course of her 2-decade career, she established a reputation as not just a gifted actor, but also as someone who personified the ideal wife and mother, even though behind the curtain, things weren't always as ideal as they appeared.
For a while, that relationship worked, with the two being one of the biggest A-list couples in Hollywood, and Ben Affleck ended up proposing to Jennifer Lopez in 2002, giving her a $2.5 million engagement ring.
Garner's public persona has always been closely linked to her marriage to Ben Affleck. The two were Hollywood's golden couple, devoted, photogenic, and leading an apparently picture-perfect family life. They were married in 2005, had 3 kids together, and for a while, everything seemed perfect.
There were some Jennifer Lopez fans that made fun of Jennifer Garner because Ben Affleck gave her a $500,000 engagement ring compared to the $2.5 million engagement ring he gave Jennifer Lopez.
Even though Jennifer Garner's career was taking off, her personal life was getting more complicated every year. Her marriage to Affleck was having problems, and they weren't just the typical Hollywood problems. One of the biggest storms was Blake Lively, whose name would eventually become synonymous with Garner's marriage's demise.
Things changed heavily relationship-wise in 2010 when Ben Affleck directed and also starred in the movie The Town and cast Blake Lively to be his girlfriend in the film.
Garner was already dubious when Affleck introduced Blake Lively to The Town. But when Lively was introduced as Affleck's love partner, the alarm bells started to sound louder.
Ben Affleck were 38 years old at the time, while Blake Lively was just 23 years old, and there were a lot of scenes where Ben Affleck would be making out with her. To make it worse, Ben Affleck, who was the director of the movie, instructed Blake Lively to have several scenes where he makes out with her and also touches her body intensely.
Everyone watching could see their flirtatious banter during interviews while they were on the movie's tour. Lively, a rising star, appeared to be the ideal choice for the part. But as the movie's promotion went on, the rumors also spread.
There was clearly no objection from Blake Lively, who said she got along very well with Ben Affleck, and the two did a media tour together where many people in the press noticed they were flirting intensely during interviews.
Those fissures had developed into serious fissures. The couple's lives were becoming more and more apart, and Affleck's alleged battles with addiction only made matters worse.
At that point, things got progressively worse for Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck's marriage, where Jennifer Garner actually had to check him in rehab because he was drinking obsessively.
It was evident that the emotional toll of years of public scrutiny and the personal betrayal, whether with Lively or not, had taken its toll on Jennifer, who was compelled to take charge and check him into rehab in an attempt to save what was left of their family.
And then finally in 2018, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck got divorced, with the reason being cited that Ben Affleck was actually cheating on her with their kid's nanny. And they both moved on fairly quickly, where just 3 months later, Ben Affleck was in a relationship with Shauna Sexton, who was a Playboy model who was 22 years old, and he was 47 at the time.
Despite their best efforts to keep their differences amicable for the benefit of their kids, it was evident that Jennifer and Ben's relationship was far from peaceful. And their divorce in 2018, after more than 10 years of marriage, was the last chapter in a story that had been developing for years.
Many people reported Jennifer Garner actually had another motivation for coming back for Deadpool and Wolverine, and that was saying that Ben Affleck's character of Daredevil was dead, which was some way of getting back at him.
Once so closely linked to Ben Affleck, Jennifer Garner's life shifted to focus more on her own development. She picked herself up and found stability in her relationship with businessman John Miller, who appeared to provide the quiet life she had long desired. However, as her ex-husband's life continued to spiral out of control with a string of relationships, including one with a 22-year-old model, it became evident that Jennifer had made the right decision to move on.
And then in 2014, the studios wanted to work with Ryan Reynolds and Ben Affleck again on another movie which was described as a detective movie. The problem was Ben Affleck had to pull out of doing the movie because Jennifer Garner forbid Ben Affleck from working with the film on Ryan Reynolds because she knew she'd have to interact with Blake Lively again.
Once so closely linked to Ben Affleck, Jennifer Garner's life shifted to focus more on her own development. She picked herself up and found stability in her relationship with businessman John Miller, who appeared to provide the quiet life she had long desired. However, as her ex-husband's life continued to spiral out of control with a string of relationships, including one with a 22-year-old model, it became evident that Jennifer had made the right decision to move on.
Which was another confirmation to the public that Ben Affleck and Blake Lively were linked together in an affair, and Jennifer Garner just never wanted to see her again, which is why she was refusing to do any events with her near her.
Jennifer Garner subtly carried the burden of her personal hardships and the wounds caused by people who had crossed boundaries in her life, even if the media frequently lauded Blake Lively's roles and public image.
The Justin Baldoni case has a full-blown cancel movement against her, where many people are calling her a homewrecker because of the Scarlett Johansson and also the Jennifer Garner cases.
In addition to being a Hollywood star, Blake Lively has established a reputation for being in romantic relationships with her co-stars from the early Gossip Girl days. Her off-screen life frequently reflects her on-screen relationships with a number of well-known men who have kept the tabloids occupied. Given the timing and character of her love relationships, Lively's dating history is anything but typical and has sparked several inquiries about her personal life.
Another big indicator was during this time, Blake Lively and her longtime boyfriend from Gossip Girl, Penn Badgley, also split up.
Her first significant public relationship lasted for several years, but Blake Lively swiftly moved on to another well-known name after it ended. She and her Gossip Girl co-star, Penn Badgley, were love interests on the show, and their real-life romance seemed to be the ideal fit at the time.
Still, even though there were very strong rumors of an affair, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck still stayed together, and Blake Lively later on began dating Leonardo DiCaprio.
By 2011, Leonardo DiCaprio, the actor who had been the focus of innumerable media rumors regarding his romantic life, was linked to Lively. Their brief but widely reported romance sent shockwaves through Hollywood as the two celebrities were spotted traveling the world together from the south of France to New York City. What made this situation even more intriguing was that Lively was still married to Ryan Reynolds at the time.
That was a very brief relationship until Blake Lively met Ryan Reynolds when filming the movie Green Lantern together. During that period, Ryan Reynolds was actually married to Scarlett Johansson, who he got married to after a brief relationship of dating for only 6 months in 2008. Like rumors that happened during filming The Town of Ben Affleck cheating on Jennifer Garner with Blake Lively, there were now new rumors of filming during Green Lantern of Ryan Reynolds cheating with Blake Lively on Scarlett Johansson.
The whirlwind nature of Lively's relationship with Reynolds has always been a source of curiosity, particularly given that it occurred soon after her widely reported romance with DiCaprio. One of Hollywood's most sought-after men, Lively and Reynolds were married in 2012, shortly after her brief liaison with DiCaprio ended.
That happened from members of the Green Lantern crew who leaked information to the press that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were leaving their trailers to go get a hotel room and stay together while filming. The final nail in the coffin for Ryan Reynolds and Scarlett Johansson's marriage was Scarlett Johansson didn't attend the premiere for Green Lantern, but instead Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively were seen together like they were a married couple.
Although Lively seemed to be happily married, the undercurrent of her previous relationships continued to surface. In fact, her emotional ties to her co-stars, particularly those she worked with on set, have been widely discussed as a possible source of her relationships. Lively's history of falling for her co-stars seemed to repeat itself with her relationship with Reynolds.
And then just 1 month later, Ryan Reynolds and Scarlett Johansson got divorced, so then 1 year after that, he ended up marrying Blake Lively after she was seen in relationships with Penn Badgley, Leonardo DiCaprio, and also Ben Affleck.
But once more, when rumors started to circulate regarding Lively's involvement with Justin Baldwini during the filming of It Ends With Us, her dating habits with co-stars reappeared. However, the affair was emotional rather than physical. While still married to Reynolds, Lively's emotional involvement with Baloney stoked rising rumors about the status of her marriage to Reynolds, mirroring the pattern of emotional affairs she had had with her other co-stars.
At this point in time, Ben Affleck and Ryan Reynolds were friends because they did the 2006 movie Smoking Aces together, which was a hit, making $58 million on a budget of $17 million. And then in 2014, the studios wanted to work with Ryan Reynolds and Ben Affleck again on another movie which was described as a detective movie.
More questions than answers are raised by Blake Lively's history of emotional affairs. It's not just how many co-stars she's been linked to, but also the type of relationship she's had. When she bonds with one, it seems to go deep. These aren't just fleeting flings, though. They're frequently emotional ties that occasionally affect her personal life while she's in a committed relationship.
Everything we're reading, it's not a lawsuit. I want you guys to know that we are not observing publicly back and forth a lawsuit. What we are observing is essentially a ticking time bomb, a timer on Ryan Reynolds' ego.
Even though her relationship with Baldwini was not physically intimate, it carried the weight of this emotional attachment, indicating that Lively may be prone to developing romantic attachments with those she works with, particularly when the relationship calls for intense personal connection. This pattern of seeking emotional intimacy with someone she works closely with has followed her throughout her career, from Badgley to Affleck to Reynolds.